bud?
Hey, brother, we're just going live. So, hello to you. Hello
I
to
just saw
everyone
that.
out there.
Oh, really, we're early, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So,
Oh, started to go.
we
How'd we
good?
go with our guest?
I'm still waiting on Uncle Fred to get back to us.
Brady.
He did have an excursion or something that was happening. So, but he did say he'll be back by 5:30. So, I can
Might have
only
had a
wait
tour, eh?
for Uncle Fred to tell us what he's doing.
Oh, okay. No worries.
How you going?
Yeah, right, bud. Yeah, right. Yeah, good. Ah,
What's happening?
um,
What's happening in
not
your
much.
world?
Well, we've been looking around at properties lately, just villas and stuff, houses. So it's been pretty interesting. We think we
Yeah.
might have found one that we like. Going to have a look at it tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, just a villa for about I don't know 4 months or something, I suppose.
So you got plenty of room for visitors there, brother.
3 bedrooms, brother. 3 bedrooms. All
No,
got
perfect,
their own bathrooms and things like that. So
perfect.
little pool in there. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'll let you know. I'll have to confirm that later, brother. Yeah, but
Well,
no, let's.
LB was just saying to me before that she thinks she needs a holiday and she'd love to visit CJ and MJ. So
Yeah, we'll let you know. We might have to start a booking thing, I reckon, because there's
I
a
reckon
lot
you
of
might have to too, brother. You have people everywhere.
a lot of. Yeah, I know. I think we're going to have to, so we don't double book. Although we got, like I said, 3 bedrooms, so we can take two groups, two couples. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So how's it
All
all
right.
going over there, brother? Tell us a little bit about what's happening over there.
Oh, mate, there's a Geelong ceremony on at the moment. It's like a time of the year where they have
Yeah.
some ceremonies. They had Neppy in March. So this month there's Geelong. It's just over 3 days. So today was the first day. So there's a lot of locals missing because they head home to the villages, back to
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
village to participate in that cultural ceremony. So yeah, no, he's so yeah, it's a bit quiet. G'day, Derek. How are you, mate? Derek's on. Evening all.
Derek's on.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh, he
so
might,
it's
Derek might want to come on over yarn.
he might do too. He said he would last time, I think. Yeah, I think he did say he keen on coming on.
If he came back, come on and have a yarn. Yeah. So
Yeah, we'll see how Uncle
see
goes
how
first.
Uncle Fred goes. So
Yeah, yeah. See if he's coming on or not. Yeah, no, that'll be good. So yeah, yeah. So we're just doing that. Um, we're kind of working a little bit as well. So half a day working, half a day relaxing.
mate, nothing better than that, is there?
Oh, yeah. So get a couple of hours into work, and the rest of the day we
Yeah.
just
Well,
yeah.
you know the thing we were talking about, LB and myself were talking about was, I reckon we need to have a 3 day weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You
How do you
know,
work?
that's what we're talking about. So we're trying to work that into, like the whole working.
Yeah.
We want to have that into,
Well, yeah.
incorporate that in, brother. So
It just comes. Who makes the rules? I suppose. I guess it's choices we have to make. And
well, what rules are there?
I don't know.
Can someone let me know what rules there are? And like I think I think you got out of Australia at the right time, brother. Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure about our what's happening with the election and all that sort of stuff, brother. So
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've been watching a little bit of it. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. It's kind of, you know, look, we're always going to be faced with this dilemma every election. But as we always say, and I'm quite strong in terms of nothing's getting done. You know what I mean? Anyone, whatever government gets in. Actually, what's an interesting conversation between John Paul Janke yesterday? It was online, and the targets they've set for closing the gap. All governments have signed up to this, and if they haven't, achieved those targets, then are Aboriginal people eligible to put a class action against the government because they haven't done anything?
But brother, we all know that those targets haven't been met.
Oh yeah, I know. You know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's I think they said, I think it was, what's his name over at the senator over in WA. I'm trying to think of his name now. Can't think of it for the life of me. But anyway, he was saying, the Aboriginal senator, he was saying that in 20 years, if they haven't met these targets, then they've done nothing for us. So he seems to believe that our people, we could take a class action out on the government, as a cultural group in this in the country, especially dealing with the closing the gap stuff. So
Yeah,
that's tough to work. Yeah.
and I think that's really relevant to what we talk about, brother. And like we know that we were supposed to be in 2 communities in the last couple of weeks, and because of sorry business, which is totally fine by us, but why are we continuing to have like so much sorry business and it just breaks my heart to hear, like we're supposed to be down in one community, and they got 12 cases of sorry business, like and the other one, there's been 2 suicides in the last week, brother, in a community of 300. So
that's sad, mate. Very sad.
It is really sad. Yeah.
Yeah, it is sad, mate. And like I said to you when I went up the Tiwis there, they've got about 13 backed up, ready for funerals, but they're still going through autopsies in Darwin. Before they can bury him. And whilst I was there was 2 funerals, and then an old bloke, an old elder, got disappeared out of the community while he was on there. So it's
yeah, I remember you saying
a whole
that.
lot of stuff. It becomes, the concern I have is that it becomes normal.
Well, and it really does. I mean, like you take the different communities, and they take it as normal. Like even the suicides, the deaths in custody that that happen. I mean, it's so prevalent now that as you say, it is about becoming the norm.
Well, that's right. And we think that there's a lot of loss and trauma in the community, but somehow they've been kind of, I don't know, conditioned now that they're kind of immune to that stuff. It's a regular thing, so they might grieve for a day, and then something else happens.
I think this is a really important topic that you're talking about here, brother, is with the grieving process, because I don't think that people are getting the opportunity, the chance, or whatever it is, to be able to grieve properly with the sorry business, because like people, there's different reasons for what's happening, and people take it upon themselves that they need to be able to like they think not grieving, if you know what I mean.
No, that's right. And that's where all of this, I suppose, the what do you call it, continuation of their poor mental health, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's really still bottled up inside of themselves. They start the grieving process, then someone else passed away, and then there's another one. There's some more sorry business.
Yeah.
So it's that continuation of that, loss and trauma, where they're in grief all the time, if you like, but it's a normal thing. kind of weird. It's
Yeah,
really
no,
weird.
definitely, brother.
It's not, that's not normal though.
Yeah, no. Look, I agree totally, and I mean, I hope people have got something to say here about this, because I mean, it is something that's real, and we know from our work just lately, in the Darling Downs, about people. We ask what they want to talk about, and they're talking about they want grief workshops. So that's what we've been doing, brother. So and hello to you too, Deb Doherty.
Hi, Deb.
And I must say, we're just talking about grief. I know Deb's had some sorry business going on, so all our love and respect go out to you and your family and friends, Deb, and everyone else that's going through it as well. So,
yeah, absolutely.
and now, CJ, we do need to do our little acknowledgement of the country, so I'll hand that over to you, brother.
Yes. Okay. So I'm currently in Bali, so I'm on their country, walking on their land, enjoying a lot of the things that they have to offer. And the thing that strikes me mostly is ceremony. They have ceremony here all the time. So I'm really kind of what do you call it, humble to be able to do what I do in community, and I pay my respects to the people here in Bali itself. There's a lot of people that move around in Bali, quite a lot of those people who haven't been. For those who haven't been there, a lot of people come from villages outside of the main area of Bali, like Kuta and Denpasar and all that sort of stuff, to work. Today, they've actually, a lot of them have gone back because of ceremony. So I pay my respects to those guys. But I will have a shout out to back home on Yirinji country in Cairns and Gimwe, and also Badigal people up in the Torres Straits, where my father comes from. So, and of course, elders past and present.
Well said, brother. I mean, as per normal, beautifully said. I too just want to acknowledge traditional custodians, where we all work, meet, and play, and just pay the utmost respects to all our elders, past, present, and any up and coming. And I also like to pay my respects to Guyable people, where we're situated at the moment, and also my mob, the Muddy people, and just want to thank all our wild people, our ancestors, for getting us where we are today, and for all the hard work that they've done. So, so thank you, brother, for that. Beautiful. And good evening to you too, Auntie Fran White. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, look, grief, and I think it's important.
It's actually massive, brother. So
it is. It's we go into communities, and we'll sometimes come into a community like you say, and there's been some sorry business going on that's just happened. So we either have to stay there a couple of nights that we're booked there for. We're booked to fly in and out of the places, and one of the things I talk to the guys that I contract to is, look, are we able to provide some grief counselling while we're there? Because we're not going to get anyone to come to the training. Let's talk about, maybe a yarning circle that we talk about grief. What can we do to support the community when they're, in that situation, rather than, sit around and then go again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, here we are working in mental health, and we should be able to support community by doing something that's not a mental health first aid course. It's just there to support the community, get them to, get them together to grieve together. Yeah.
And I really think that we've been talking about this a fair bit of late, to be honest, brother. And look, I've got a nephew that's really struggling at the moment. Like he's touched base, like he's in Melbourne, and like I'm here, and I'm hoping that like he won't mind me saying this, but he's really struggling at the moment, and the thing is that like his brother, his dad, my brother, passed away a couple of years ago, and it's all about that grieving process, and does it get any easier as time goes past? I don't think it does for like um, we might think it does, but I honestly think that it doesn't get any easier. I mean, it might get a little bit like, okay, so we accept this a little bit more, but I don't think that we ever truly get over losing those loved ones, and look, I'm gonna like read here what Derek said. I can only share my experience of grief, and what I learned is how to live with it. In a sense, understanding the journey of grief and loss is normal. Yeah, I mean, thanks for that, Derek, and like people that know you, brother, will know exactly what you've been through with what you've lost, and we do acknowledge that, and totally understand that and love that, brother. I mean, and thank you for sharing that, because it's
Yeah.
something that's like it's massive. CJ, it's massive. I mean, and
Oh,
like you've lost people, everyone's lost people, but I don't know if it gets any easier. I mean, I love what Derek said, and I acknowledge that, and I love that, and thank you for sharing, Derek.
yeah, Derek. Yeah. I mean, look, mate. Yeah, I know a bit of the story. I know you've mentioned this before on this particular check-in, I guess, some years ago, and I think that's one of the problems about getting older is you see people go. You know what I mean? It's but what really is a tragedy that you see people go that are too young to go. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
young
yeah,
people,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's really when all that loss and trauma happens. Listen, just hold, mate. I've got to go and answer this door. Someone's.
yeah. Now, look, and thank you again, Derek. I mean, we love that you've been able to share a little bit about what you went through, brother. I mean, and as you say, there, 26 years on, I still have days where I cry. I mean, I was, again, I'm going to just talk about, like, I suppose my brother was uh, like a best mate to me, and same thing. Like I have days when I cry. I have days when I think about my brother Neil, and like I feel for his for more than me. I feel for his boys. So it's still something that's really raw. So I love that you've been able to share that, Derek, because that's just fantastic.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's 26 years, eh? Wow. Yeah, I know. Where does time go, really? And yeah. When you think about it, it's quite a difficult, thing to try to come to terms with, I suppose. Um, yeah, brother. Yeah. Thanks, Derek. Thanks very much for reminding us, mate. So we'll bring it to our attention. Yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, welcome to the.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Derek.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah. So
and the other thing that Derek done as well is he's him and Rochelle, and I hope Rochelle's going well, brother, because I know she was struggling there a little bit with her health as well. But they've donated, which I haven't mentioned for a little bit, but our national gathering coming up in May the 6th to the 9th, Derek and Rochelle actually donated to be able to, help someone get there as well. So just amazing gesture from them, because I know Derek's been struggling a little bit with his health as well. So just all the best to you guys, because yeah, it's just it's a like you just you don't think about what someone's given up to be able to help us get there. So yeah, so I love it, just love it.
Yeah, good one. I'll miss another one, mate. I'll miss.
Yeah, you're gonna miss another one, brother.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, look, I think that it'll be a good time for people to come together, I suppose, and JB, I'm sure that some work around that that grieving space would be quite appropriate, I suppose, and timely.
I think, as I said before too, CJ, I mean, like we've been into, like we're doing some work in the Darling Downs, as you know, now with around domestic violence, family violence, that sort of stuff. But the topic that keeps coming up is about grief, grief and anger, and I think they both go together really well, to be honest. And we've held some grief workshops, and now we've got some more coming up as well. And like it's just amazing to help people understand a little bit about grief and what it means to them, I guess. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, is recovering and on biopsies. Okay, recovering and negative on biopsies. Oh, that's good, brother. That's good if it's
yeah,
negative.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's really
Fantastic news, Derek.
Mm,
So yeah, thank
mm.
you. And Jenny Wood said, looking forward to the gathering. So we've got Jenny coming. So there'll be Jenny's first gathering, and she's she's actually presenting, Jenny. So some of her artwork, and she's going to do an art session. So we're really looking forward to that, Jen. So thank you.
Yes, I haven't seen too much of your artwork of late, Jenny. You must be stockpiling them, I reckon.
I reckon she's saving it for the Midbar gathering, brother.
Saving it all up. Saving it all up. Yeah. Hey, listen, JB, where is this one going to be at, mate? Is it in still on?
It's actually the one that we cancelled last year or postponed last year. Emu Park in
Central Queensland,
just north of Rockhampton in Queensland. So yeah,
yeah. Nice spot. Actually, beautiful spot. Really.
Yeah.
It's only there about
we've got about 70 coming at the moment. So look, if there's any latecomers out there that want to sign up, they come. Come and do it. But we've got a lot of the Goulbury mob coming. We've got a few from Gundawindi with Uncle Carl McGrady, and we've got Brendan Adams, one of our favourites from Wilcannia, coming up. And they just had some terrible, experiences with what's happening with Sorry Business, what we were talking before. And it's just about us all getting together, celebrating what we're all doing well, because as you and I always say, CJ, there's a lot of negative shit that goes on in our communities, and that sort of the media want to portray. So we just try and give a little bit of that positivity back, I guess.
True, mate. Yeah, definitely. And celebrate some of the things that have that they've done well, that worked, and I guess that's from these workshops as well, JB, that the gatherings that you have, I suppose, a lot of positivity. People come away from there with a new sense of hope, I suppose, and some skills to be able to do stuff in the community.
It just that excuse me, as you say that, CJ, the gathering is called Hope, Healing, and Inspiration. So there you go.
There you go. Yes, and and events like that. I've been to a couple of events like that. I've been to a lot of conferences that I walked away and thought, well, what was that all about? But events that inspire you a bit, get you a little bit more self-esteem. You're feeling a bit happier about life, I suppose. That's what we want. I know the one we went down to. Where was that? In Melbourne or Tasmania? An Oka Day.
That was Nacho Day, yeah.
Yeah, Nacho. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was over at I think in Hobart.
yeah, yeah. In
Yeah,
Hobart,
yeah.
yeah,
Came away from that really positive. Had a good feeling and a sense of hope, I suppose. So yeah, it was good to see, good to have that energy. It's that when you get people together like that, that energy that is
yeah.
created.
I mean that was massive too. I mean, I can't remember how many people were there, brother, but there was
Mm,
look, there's massive numbers. I mean, and we've both been to a few of those over the years. I mean,
mm,
like probably the most we've had um, is around 100. So in the years that we've been going, and as I said, we've got 70 coming this time,
mm,
and again, this is the second one where we've got men and women coming together. So we're
yeah,
really excited. We're just can't wait to have people there and share what they're doing. As you said, brother, celebrate exactly what's
mm,
happening and all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
We've got
yeah,
to. We're doing something a little bit different this year. We got a surprise day, so it goes from the 6th to the 9th. There's actually a surprise day, so no one knows about it yet, but it'll be something that's pretty special. I can
yeah.
guarantee it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like as you said before, brother, I mean the whole the area where we're going, Emu Park. It's held at a place called the Haven, and it overlooks the ocean. It's just absolutely magic.
Spectacular.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Looks across to the Keppels, and is it the Keppels?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Keppels. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. North and
yeah.
south, and Tannum Sands, not Tannum. What's it called? I'm trying to think of the name of the place now. But anyway, it's not Tannum Sands. It's something else. But Keppel Sands is not far from there as well. Nice spot. And actually, the what's it called? The South Sea Islander village is not far from there as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not far from there. It's just a little. Yeah, so it's an old village that where when the South Sea Island people got blackbirded over here to work in cane and sugar and all that sort of stuff. They had a village of their own.
How cool. I
Yeah,
mean, not how cool, but
yeah,
it's pretty significant
oh, absolutely.
place in history. So
Yeah, there's an old cemetery there. There's an old school. There's like museum, that type of thing. It's
well,
quite.
and see, they're the things, CJ. I mean, I didn't know that. So
Mm.
you
Oh
know,
yeah, a lot of history there. A lot of history. Yeah, but yeah, it's not that far from Emu Park, actually. Yeah,
yeah, okay, okay.
yeah. Joscalee, it's called.
Yeah. So,
Joscalee.
apologies. We were supposed to have Uncle Fred McGrady on, but I think he's been caught up a little bit. So we do apologise for that, but I'm sure we'll be able to get Uncle Fred back on and to have a yarn. He was pretty keen on having a yarn because he is one of the local councillors at Moree too, brother.
Is
So
he okay? McGrady.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he did want to have a yarn about that, and the upcoming election and all that sort of stuff. So
Mm.
hopefully he does. He does get back on here, but if he doesn't, we'll definitely
Yeah, get him
reschedule.
on. We can get
And
him
we,
on next
people
week.
get
Mm.
caught up, and things happen. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, no, that life goes on, mate. I think that's the thing. But yeah, I remember before the referendum, brother. All the anxiety, all the noise that was going on with that. I'm hoping that everyone here that Elmo look after themselves. Don't get too influenced by what people are saying because it can become quite negative, I suppose.
Well, I think it's really important, isn't it, CJ? I mean, like
Yeah,
you know, yeah, it doesn't matter what happens. I mean, we're going to still all be here working for each other, and like being able to, be there. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Nothing's going to change. Whether it's one mob or a different mob coming in to govern the country. I don't think it's going to change. So
No, well, I might make our job a little bit harder, but and create a lot more need for the work that we do. If that happens, as it is, we're kind of busy already. We've got enough,
It,
you know.
and if we be sick, like if everyone, like has a bit of a look at it, I mean, you couldn't see Peter Dutton getting in anyway. I don't know, but again, I'm not a big politics man, brother, but
Yeah,
the things that he's done, the things that he said, and those sort of things. I don't know how he could get in. So
yeah, I don't know
this
either.
would be fair income.
I guess the important thing is that we get out and vote. That's what you've got. You want things to remain the same or change, you've got to get out and vote. So if you're not enrolled, go and do that. I think, I know sometimes we think that, what is it, 1.3 or something percent of the population, we don't.
No, a bit more than that now, brother.
It's about
A bit more
3%,
than
is
that
it?
now.
3?
3%. Yeah, 100%.
3, yeah. So,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not going to make a great difference in terms of the outcome of this next election. But, I suppose if it comes down to, getting close to being really, a tie or something like that, who knows, we might have the deciding vote, so
We never know, do you?
yeah.
And look, a lot of the times you hear, brother, like after the election, um, I don't know who voted for him. I didn't vote for him, and
Mm. Yeah,
you
that's
hear
right.
that from everyone, and someone must have voted for him. So,
Yeah,
or
that's right.
whoever it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
exactly right. Yeah, and I guess that's why we have a secret ballot. We don't, you go in and you just make your mind up. You just have to have a think about it anyway. Look, what I reckon the best plan of attack is if you've got someone sitting in a seat in your electorate, have a think about what he or she's been doing for the electorate, and who the other candidates are, because rather than think about voting for Dutton or what's his name, Albo, have a think about who your local blokes, who the local people are, and are they actually doing stuff for you, or can they do stuff? Can they do more stuff for you, for your community? So, yeah, bring it down to like that local council level, if you like. You know what I mean?
well,
Yeah.
and I think that's a really good way of looking at it, brother, because a lot
Mm.
of times, like we get, like especially when, I suppose when we're a little bit younger, we go in and we go, oh, who do I vote for? What do I know?
Mm.
So it's probably a really good idea to be able to have a think about, as you say, what are our local constituents doing, and what are they doing for for your for your mob, if you like. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Have a think about that, because I think that if you want someone to represent you um, in government, it's got to be the local candidate. So whether that's a Greenie or a Liberal or a National or a Labor Party person, you need to find out who's going to be best fit for you, and then vote for that person. So I do a little bit of research. I know years ago we were just Labor people. Uh, whole
yeah.
family used to just go and vote Labor. Yeah, and I think the whole community did. But these days, it's kind of like um, treading the, you know, treading the old windmill. I suppose it's kind of like, buddy, nothing's getting done, and they're just running on the spot. Um, so who's making a difference? Who's made a difference in your community? Um, yeah, that and as Derek said, Murdoch Media has been working overtime to target Labor through dragging up stuff from COVID, especially in Victoria where the Liberals were hoping to pick up seats. Murdoch has it front page on the Herald Sun rag today, I would imagine. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of noise going on about a whole range of things. So
A lot of bitch fighting going on.
yeah, I think so. Not Andrews didn't do. He hasn't got a good name. What happened
No.
with COVID? You know what I mean? In Victoria, so yeah, and I think it's about leadership. I don't know. These days, if we were thinking about, yeah, okay, I'm going to vote for the best leader. Um, I don't. I'm not that confident that Dutton is going to be the best leader.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stories that you hear, and there's a lot of things that you hear. What went on in his time. He was a police officer, and some of the things that he allegedly did, and even the day that he left. Some of his workmates, left, some dog food on his desk, and those sort of things, brother. So whether it's true or not, but that's the stories that are out there. So
That's right. Yeah.
where there's smoke, there's fire, isn't there? So
Yeah. But he's a fairly strong sort of bloke. But then you got Albanese is not. He's very calculated, Albanese, and sometimes he won't commit to anything, which is because he's
well, especially when you're the Prime Minister of Australia, you gotta at least back yourself. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
and I think you're right. I think he doesn't look like a and you don't need to be a gung ho fella, but he doesn't seem to be really strong in his own conviction. So
Yeah, you're right. That's right. I think he takes the most popular out, if you like. The most popular out. What is best for what doesn't look so bad. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, mate. No, well, that's all. I'm glad we're here because we're not hearing too much about it at the moment. Just what's on the socials and whatever. But
well, to be honest, brother, I mean, I don't follow it too much. We're not big local TV watchers or anything like that. So I mean, I don't know a lot. I mean, Brendan Adams from Wilcannia, he was the one that told me when the election was happening. So
when is that? I think voting started already, hasn't it? Like the early voting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has. Yeah. So,
I have to go online and find out how I go to vote anyway from over here. So
yeah, you have to, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Get a hefty fine.
Yeah.
It's compulsory, isn't it? It's compulsory.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That's the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Why is it compulsory when people don't want to vote?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when that came in terms of history, but maybe someone here might know.
But a lot of people, what do you call it? No vote, or like come in and
absentee votes, and
no. But when they come in and they vote, but they just
donkey
don't
vote
for anyone.
The donkey vote. That's it.
Donkey vote. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. The old donkey vote. Yeah. They'll just scribble anything on the thing and throw it in the box.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't apply to anybody, so no one knows what's going on there. Yeah. I don't know, mate. But I'll get onto it. I'm sure that on the media at the moment, like Derek's mentioned, there's a lot of stuff going on about this election coming up. So who knows? Who knows who's going to win it? But I just think that no matter who gets in, we're in terms of our people, our population, it's not much has been done for us. So yeah. There's Brett. He's Brett Sentence. G'day, mate. How you going? Unfortunately, for most of us, we'll be choosing which white person is the least damaging to us. Yeah.
Hello, Brett, and congratulations on the new member to your family as well, Brady boy, Grandpa Brett.
Oh,
Granddad Brett. Yeah.
Pop
well
Brett.
done.
Yeah.
But no, you're right, brother. I mean, it is about who's going to be the least damaging. I mean, look, I don't know, but I mean, from what I'm hearing is I don't think Dutton is going to be our best friend. So
no, mate, no. Maybe at the bottom of my ballot paper, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know who I'm going to put above them. Really, we haven't had an inspiring leader for years, mate.
So for you, brother, who would be the most inspiring leader that you've seen?
Australian?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd have to say Golf Whitlam.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in his time, yeah, he was pretty influential in terms of some of the decisions that were made to deal with native title stuff, which was really good. Yeah, I think so. Was Keating ever a prime minister?
Yeah, Keating was prime minister.
Yeah. He was. I don't know if he was inspiring. He was pretty clever. But yeah, Hawkey had a bit of charisma about him. These are all Labor people, of course. So yeah, I don't know much more about because when back in the day, I suppose we were just the whole family, whole community voted Labor, so we weren't concerned about who was the prime minister, if it was Liberal or National. So, but yeah, just in terms of inspiration. Yeah, I don't know. Kevin 07 didn't do it for me.
Can I just say, was Kevin a bit like Albanese?
Yeah, a little bit like Albanese.
Same sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but same sort of look and same sort of
Yeah.
approach.
Well, how and he's the ambassador for Australia in the United States. So, I don't know how he goes in terms of being a diplomat.
Yeah.
Being an ambassador in the United States, he's kind of a lot more kind of I don't know. He's not inspiring. He's he got in. Was that after Julia Gillard lost her seat? I think that was around the time. Yeah. But inspiration. There have been some really good world leaders. Like, I mean, of course, I always talk about Obama, and the young lady over in New Zealand. She was pretty inspirational for, most, or should I say, some of the New Zealand people. What was her name? I can't think of her name. Yeah, lost me.
Yeah, I got it on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't think of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone
That's right.
But,
Yeah.
Derek said Dutton has no people skills, and globally, we require someone whom has people skills. Yeah, really good point.
Yeah. Unless Jacinta. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Derek.
Good on you, Derek. You're on the ball, mate. Yeah. And she had a few bit of people skills, didn't she, Derek? I think, although.
Well, I think she cared for community, didn't she? So.
Well, I don't know, like people from, things that I hear from New Zealand is that half of the New Zealanders didn't like her.
Okay. Well, I'll take that back then.
Yeah.
I'll just take that back.
Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's although she was, in terms of internationally, she was kind of recognised all over the world, acknowledged for what she's doing. She stood up for a whole lot of stuff, and which is great. Yeah. So I don't know. We haven't had the likes of the Kennedys. I suppose they were pretty inspirational back in the day. Americans, when I think about that. It's kind of. Yeah, leadership is something that I think that has become more of a spokesperson rather than an advocate or a leader, if you like. They're speaking for their party. They're speaking for those that voted them in. That type of stuff. So
it's probably more speaking from the heart, eh? Like what's going to be best for people, So. And Derek says he cared about people again. Issues were coming from conservative media.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what you hear these days, so say it a few times and it becomes the truth. So it's a bit difficult. It's really difficult times these days, and I'm really kind of um, trying to get away from all that stuff. you know, it's they're telling BS all the time. They're speaking it all the time, and you just wonder how the hell, how can they say that? Yeah, it's just weird. It's and I don't know if that's good in terms of trying to you know get followers, if you like. You know,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
trying to win a vote, yeah, yeah,
definitely.
that's right. Yeah,
But we probably should talk about some happy stuff, some
yeah,
popular stuff rather than
yeah,
that. So I've talked about our Middenbar gathering that we're having. We got
yeah,
around about 70 people coming, so we
yeah,
can't wait to like have people there and just have a bit of fun with everyone over 3 days. And
yeah,
what we've also got coming up, CJ, is in 11 days we're running the Toowoomba half marathon. So we've got
all right.
a bit of a group of us. You remember Vanessa Jones,
Yep,
who's been on our live. Big Chris, the lumberjack, he's running with us. We've got LB, we've got myself. So we're all going to do 21 Ks
yeah,
on I think it's the 3rd, which is a Sunday of May, and
yep.
then we head up to our gathering. So yeah, so we got some happy stuff going on, brother. We've been
That's good.
training, pretty well with it. I mean, LB has been a bit crook, and she's had the flu, and she thinks she had COVID again. So that
Oh,
would make
really?
it the 4th time, brother. But
Oh shit, really?
I'm lucky. I've never had it. So, uh,
Mm.
and she's also been having some migraines, brother. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Now, has LB? She's run one already, hasn't she? Look, since her accident, remember she fell off the
Well,
bike.
she's run one, but not as an event. So she's run
Oh, okay.
21 Ks, but yeah,
Yeah.
not as an event. So yeah.
Okay. Well, she can get over this later stuff. Mate. Yeah, she should be
No,
ready by
she's
the
done
fourth.
well. She's back in. She's back. She missed a couple of
Mm.
training runs, but she's back into it. And
Mm.
11 days time, brother, we're all going to be running that 21 Ks together, and we're all going to do it together. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I've got to tell you what happened, and this is kind of like when you're in Bali, you're in the pool and you meet people, and these two people I met, they were Western Australians, or they were Victorians actually, both Carlton supporters. And so we went and watched them. So he said, "Come on down. It's on at 1 o'clock." It was at one of the sports bars here. So went along and watched them. Didn't they wipe them off the field? Holy dooly, that's a pretty good win.
Yeah, we've had a couple of good wins, brother. I mean, we had a pretty shit start to the year, but as Derek will tell you, but we've had a couple of good wins over the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, yeah,
hopefully this week, and I hope Bella's not listening because she barracks for Geelong, but I hope we kick Geelong's ass. So
oh yeah, okay. That's happening this weekend.
yeah, this weekend.
Yeah, okay. No, they're running pretty hot, boys. Yeah. Yeah, it's got quite, you know, how you just bump into people and said, "Oh, we're Carlton supporters." I said, "Oh shit, I'm a Carlton supporter too." Said, "Oh,
Yeah,
games
yeah,
on Thursday or Friday or something like that. We're going." I said, "Righto, we're going to watch it." So,
yeah. It
I
was
had-
good Friday game, brother. So yeah.
yeah, it was Friday. Yeah, yeah. My team didn't do too well on the Thursday,
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to mention that, brother. That's why I didn't actually,
and the rugby
mention
league, no. Anyway, hopefully, well, they've got Penrith this week. Jeez, and it gets worse, mate.
it. Yeah, good luck with that too, brother. So
Yeah, well, everyone else has beaten Penrith. There's been some teams that have beaten Penrith hasn't won a game, I don't think.
yeah, well, it's about time they'll put back in their box. Sorry, any Penrith supporters, but
Supporters, yeah, that's right.
they've had a fair run, haven't they?
Oh no, mate,
Let's
we
be
don't want
honest.
to. We don't want to poke the bear, mate. I'll tell you that much. It's,
Nah, we don't want to poke the bear.
yeah,
Nah.
that's right. they'll be back. They'll come back, and I'm sure that's too great a team.
Def-
They won 4 in a row. I mean, holy dooly, how can you? Yeah. But anyway, mate, but yeah, at least the Blues got a win, and
Well, that's 2 in a row, brother. So
2 in a row.
even though it's been against a couple of the bottom sides,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we'll take anything, brother, at the moment.
North Melbourne, that's right. Yeah. No. Oh, well, you got to get those wins up to keep building up that, confidence, I
The-
suppose, and getting your
Well,
systems right.
well, the good thing is, brother, that even in the first 4 weeks that they lost, they weren't smashed. So it
No.
was only a couple of goals that they lost by. There's some good sides they lost to. So there's been some again some injuries. So we'll keep plugging away, and I reckon we'll be all right.
Well, maybe you reckon finals, mate? Will they make the finals this year? Is that something that you?
Well, I'm going to tip that. I'm going to tip that we do make the final.
Yeah. No, okay, that's good.
Yeah. I'm going
Well,
to tip that we do.
well, they've been in the last few years, haven't they? They've made the final.
Yeah, last couple of years. And look, if we don't make the final, I think Voss is in trouble, brother. So.
Oh, no, he's he's in big trouble. That's right. Yeah, they've got a good roster. I mean, they've got a fairly good roster. It's just a matter of, like, I was watching. Who was that played? I think they played the Lions. Collingwood. Was it Collingwood?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Durley. How good were they?
Collingwood smashed them.
Smashed them.
Collingwood's got the oldest list and the oldest list in the AFL, and they absolutely smashed them. So
I thought they had more players on the field or something. I don't know. They just kept kicking the ball.
Well, that's something we don't like. There's something like we don't like talking about, brother. Collingwood. So.
Oh man, that was just awesome. I thought, holy crap! How these are the premiers, by the way. They played.
Yeah. But they also did this last year, if you remember, Brisbane, because I think they were about coming in, and don't hold me to this, anyone, but they were like after 8 games, 2-6 or something, like 2 wins and 6 losses.
Yeah.
They did pretty well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they did, and they finished. What did they finish? 8th or something on the ladder in the finals.
Who?
Lions, or they came from 5th.
Lions won, brother.
Yeah, I know, but when they, at the start of the finals, they weren't very high in the ladder. They just made it in.
I know they after their poor start, they absolutely smashed it for the rest of the year. So, they were top 4, yeah.
Top 4, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I think they were in 5th spot or something at the time. And they were saying how no teams won it from the 5th spot, or that type of stuff. And there they go. Yeah. They went straight through. Yeah, ended up winning it. So anyway.
No, they did well.
Oh well, yeah, mate. Yeah. Hey, injuries is the issue for Carlton, and injuries are the issue for most teams, I think. Just keeping them on the field is a difficult thing.
I'm not going to buy into that one. So.
Hey. Who's Derek Run? Who's he supporting?
He begs for the Blues.
Oh, does
he?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. But yeah, well, it's like any team, I don't know. We just got Michelle, because we don't see everything here like live. Well, we do see it live, but there's plenty of hotels and pubs around here that have got sports bars. So
yeah, definitely.
I just go along to watch the game there, and they're at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon because of the time difference. So I'm in bed by about 7:30. So so it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so we gave KO away. We've stopped paying money into that. We'd rather just go and watch it.
Yeah, something I want to have a whinge about, brother, because KO has just gone up to $40 a month.
Yep, that's exactly what she just said to me. Michelle said $40 a month. We'll stop paying that.
It's just crazy, eh?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. $40 a month. Yeah. No, they've got it free on bloody at the sports bars here, as long as you buy yourself a drink. Lemon, lime, and bitter.
They always have it there, yeah. So
Yeah, that's
why
right. So
not?
you can go and have a
Yeah.
look. They're not far. It's not like bloody you have to get in the car and drive to the pub or some
Nah,
pub that's showing it. It's like you walk around here and there's TVs going everywhere. So yeah, not bad at all. Anyway,
yeah, no, always
mm,
good, brother.
yeah, mate, I'm gonna have to jump off, I think, and
Yeah.
always good to catch up with you. I'll keep you informed about what we're doing. We've got to check out another villa tomorrow, maybe a couple. Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Well, let us know when you're ready for visitors because I know LB is really keen. So
Yeah, oh,
um,
well,
yeah,
yeah,
so,
maybe after the big gathering.
yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right, mate.
No, all right, brother. Big love to you. Big love to everyone out there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Catch up to you next Wednesday, and yeah, we'll
yes,
probably have Uncle.
yeah,
Uncle
we'll definitely have Uncle Fred on by then. So I know
yeah,
he's a little bit worried about making it today, but he said should be fine. But stuff happens, mate. So be
yeah,
it. So
yeah. So
yeah.
be it. Yeah, yeah. He'll yeah. I'm sure Ben and the council will have a few comments to make and some advice and
Well,
maybe some observations
well,
about.
he did say he wanted to have a yarn about
Mm,
everything that's happening. So I
mm.
really respect that, and I hope to have him on soon. So
All right, brother.
all
Okay.
right, love
All
to
right.
everyone, brother.
Take care. Yeah.
Take care.